It's a cooler, rainy night here in the Chicagoland area, and no better night for some NAIA men's basketball here from the Shannon Center on the campus of St. Xavier University. Good evening, everyone. Ron Luce joining you for this 5:30 tip-off here from St. Xavier University. It'll be a battle of the Missouri Baptist Spartans and your St. Xavier Cougars. We're going to pause for a second so everyone can hear the starters for both sides.
And for 6'6" sophomore from Jackson, Missouri, number 32, Nick Zaleski. And then forward, 6'11" junior from Dallas, 6'6", number 34, Connor Medro. The assistant coaches are Chris Forrest, Marwan Kubala, and Jean-Marie Clark. And the lead assistant coach is Taylor Jarvis, and the head coach for the Spartans, Princeton Crown.
There are your starters for both teams tonight. Just to reiterate for both sides, for the Spartans, starters are number 2, Evan Palmquist, number 5, Damari Wiltz, number 12, Brevin McMullen, number 32, Nick Wazaleski, and number 44, Connor Redrow. For the Cougars, it's number 1, Sando Hill, number 3, Trey Ward, number 13, Jordan Streeter, number 21, Andre Brandon, and senior guard number 30, Cedric Johnson. Both teams taking the court here for this Cougars home opener. As we noted tonight, Cougars come into tonight 1-1 on the season, began over the weekend at the Rochester Classic at Rochester University. Cougars split their 2 games, a loss against Rochester University 77-73, and a win over Cleary University 60-52. The Spartans win the tip, and we're underway with the Cougs home opener here from the Shannon Center and Bob Hallberg Court. Working in the post. Good turnaround look there. It's Brandon on the rebound. That was Wasaleski for the Spartans with the first look. Johnson will dish. That's Ward over there on the far side. Streeter on the drive, kicks it out once again. Good ball movement. Brandon with the 3. That's off the mark. Loose ball. Cougars come up with it. Ward, no room home, and he'll give way to Andre Brandon. Corner for Streeter. That's a 3 if it goes, and it's off the mark. Here come the Spartans quickly. Good dish to the corner. Wasaleski now on the far side. He'll dribble it in, and the floater goes. Spartans draw first blood on the scoreboard, 2-0. Cougars so far this season have been paced by Cedric Johnson offensively. The senior guard averaging nearly 25 points a game, 24.5 coming into tonight. Brandon in the corner, he'll post up for the 3, it's long. McMullen able to handle the rebound once again for the Spartans, that's his second. Wiltz now with it at the point for the Spartans. Looking to find some space, nice spin move and a ball fake, but that's off the mark. And now Redrow able to come up with the rebound. McMullen from deep, and he'll convert on the 3-pointer. Spartans jump out to the 5-point advantage. Good look from the junior forward. Cougars go to work. Ward now with it on the far side. The freshman Streeter giving way to Johnson. On the drive, nothing home. That ball nearly escaping Andre Brandon, but is able to corral possession. Far side, that's Hill. 5 to shoot. Streeter on the drive. And that's a shot clock violation. Cougars unable to get a shot up. Good work from the Spartans defense to make the Cougars uncomfortable. 17:49 here to play in the first half. Wiltz takes the inbound from the sophomore Wasilewski. Oh, and a good pass for an open man, and that will go for Palmquist. Johnson serving as the team's point guard once again this season. The lone returning starter from this Cougars group just a year ago. A number of key players lost to graduation. New faces will have to make their name. Ward from the wing for 3. It's off the mark. Rendro able to handle the rebound. Spartans move quickly. That ball was intended for Palmquist on the pass. Ward comes away with the steal. Johnson with the pump fake, nothing home. Everything to the outside right now for the Cougars. Ward looking for space, now calling for a screen, nothing there. Streeter will try to get it down low for Brandon. Going to work against Redrow in the paint. Kicks it out. Hill for 3. And that will fail to go. Ward with the right place, right time rebound. Brandon, three-pointer, and it goes. First set of home points for the Cougars coming via the long ball. The three-pointer falls, and the Spartans answer back. Brevin McMullen with a 3 of his own, and it's a 7-point lead early in this first half for the visitors. Missouri Baptist wearing their all navy blue uniforms tonight as Johnson pulls up and unable to convert on that shot attempt. Silver detail and numbers for the visitors as Palmquist puts up a 3 and it goes. And just like that, head coach Robert Ford is going to take his first time out of the evening. 15:58 to play here. Spartans have jumped out to a double-figure lead already here in the early going. 13-3, pardon me, now your new score. Cougars are just 1 of 7 from the field right now. That'll certainly need to change if they have any intention of keeping up with the Spartans. Spartans have had a tough schedule to start the year so far. They played 3 games, 1-2 on the season. They dropped their first game of the year on Halloween night to Baptist Bible College. That was a close one, 92-86 the final score there. And then on the road in the Abe Lemons Classic, which was hosted at Oklahoma City University. Number 18, Wayland Baptist, down them by 20 points, 81-61 in the first game on Friday night. But then on Saturday against Our Lady of the Lake University, a historically solid basketball program in the NAIA. A narrow 4-point victory, 85-81 over them. As for the Cougars, we noted at the top of the broadcast, they split their 2 opening games in the Rochester Classic in Rochester Hills, Michigan. They lost at Rochester University on Friday night by 4, ultimately watching a lead escape them, but were able to take home a victory against Cleary University, 60-52 on Saturday. Timeout is over. Cougars will go to work trying to recover some of this deficit, and Johnson is looking for space. This is Hill in the near corner on the drive, and that'll be swatted out of bounds. That was Palmquist getting a hand on it. Recently checking in for the Spartans is number 3, Cortland Soule, a new face on the floor. And now a travel call that'll ultimately result in MBU possession. Also checking in for the game for the visitors is number 30, Sterling Benjamin. And now for the Cougars, we'll have a new face as well, number 34, James Stevenson. A freshman forward takes the place of Andre Brandon. Spartans going to work. A couple new faces on the floor here and in the post. Oh, that was a good look, but getting it back was Akaladi. It's ultimately finished up by Seoul. MBU, a very balanced scoring team coming into this one. No player who plays significant minutes with less than 5 points or more than 12. All very balanced scoring up and down their lineup and bench. Ward looking for help. Johnson with it now on the far wing. On the drive, puts up the 2 from the baseline, and it goes. Still a 10-point game here. Marko Tojajic also checked in for the Cougars, number 24, the freshman. Hailing from Belgrade, Serbia. Currently playing right now in the 5 spot. That 3 will go, and it does. That's number 11, Keon Batchman. Good scoring so far from the Spartans. Ward with it, he'll drive. Kicks out for Stevenson on the far side. Nice move to the bucket, just can't get it to fall. Palmquist is going to pull up for 3. That's off the mark. And that's going to result in Cougar possession after Seoul is unable to corral possession. Mason Kabelkis checking in for the Cougars in place of Sando Hill. Also, number 10, Christian Davis checking in for the Spartans. 14 and counting to go here in this first half. Stevenson called for a travel in the paint after the spin move. Third-year head coach Robert Ford asking for the call there on the travel. As we noted, third year for Robert Ford at the helm. Oh, and a nice pass down low. And that is number 22, Mushtaba Akaladi. The team's leading rebounders. Certainly can understand why. Coming in 6'9" is the big forward, one of the biggest players on the court this evening. One good hustle there as Stevenson's able to run down that loose ball. Kabelkis from the far wing, that's off the mark. Rebound handled easily by Batchman. Spartans moving quickly on offense, not afraid to shoot from range either, but speaking of mid-range, that's Batchman for 2. Cougars need to get something going, 22-5 early in this one. Johnson looking for help, finds it. That's Kabelkis in the far corner, that 3's off the mark. Cougars with no attack to the basket right now. Everything's from distance and very few shots falling right now for the Cougs. Turnaround look there, and it's off the glass and in. That's an and one. Number 30, Sterling Benjamin, will go to the line to complete the three-point play. For the Cougars now checking in is freshman James White. Trey Ward will earn a breather here. Cedric Johnson, the lone starter, remaining on the floor for the Cougs at the moment. And Benjamin's able to make his free throw. It's a 20-point game, and we are not even halfway through this first half. Missouri Baptist out to a 25-5 lead. Cougars have just not been able to shoot the ball early in this one. Kabelkis looking for Tojajic and unable to find him. Here come the Spartans the other way, and that's Batchman with another 2. An early onslaught here as the Spartans are taking it to the Cougars. Johnson looking for space, able to dish. Lots of young players in the lineup tonight. That'll go off Kabelkis. And now Redrow will check in. That sends a Kaladi to the bench. And now another timeout is taken here by Robert Ford. With 12 minutes to go in the first half, Cougars are trailing by 22. We're going to step aside for a brief moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you with more Cougars basketball in just a second here on the Cougar Sports Network.
on social media today.
Welcome back, everybody. Cougars trailing by 22 here with 12 minutes to go still in this first half. A few updates moving forward for the Cougars after tonight. We won't see the Cougars here at the Shannon Center until the end of the month. November 29th will be the next time you hear from us on the Cougar Sports Network, on the SXU Athletics page over on YouTube. That'll be against CCAC opponent Judson University. That'll be a 7 o'clock start right here. Be sure to join us for that one. In the meantime, Cougars with 2 games in between that. They'll be on the road for both of them. Next week on the 14th, Cougars will travel over in one state to Winona Lake, Indiana. And they'll take on number 2 ranked NAIA program Grace College. That's a 7 o'clock start on the road. And then their first CCAC matchup of the season will occur down in Bourbonnais. That'll be against the number 15 ranked Olivet Nazarene University Tigers. And that'll be a 7:30 start. Be sure to check in with those respective athletic pages for those streams. Spartans go back to work after the timeout. Batchman looking for help, and we'll get it via Redrow on the screen. Batchman taking it himself, and he's fouled, even though Andre Brandon in the right spot to get a palm on that shot attempt. Sando Hill is called for the foul. And the first free throw falls. Couple of new faces as well now for the Spartans as they continue to rotate through their bench. And on that trip, it's 2 for 2 from the free throw line. This is nearly a 25-point contest early on. Andre Brandon to Sando Hill here on the near side. Brandon from the top, nothing goes. And the Spartans continuing to move quickly. McMullen with it now. Batchman calling out help, and nice steal by Sando Hill on the pickpocket. He'll take it all the way himself with the left-handed layup. Good individual effort from Sando Hill to get the Cougars a couple more points, and now looks like Trey Ward's going to pick up the foul on Batchman. 29-7 here, your score in the early going. Spartans just dumping it on early here. We have yet to reach the halfway mark of this first half. It is all Missouri Baptist so far. Redrow. Ball movement good from the Spartans so far. McMullen on the drive. The right-handed floater won't go, but he gets his own rebound and ultimately draws the foul. Cougars just look overwhelmed and overmatched so far in this one. They'll send number 12, Brevin McMullen, to the line for 2. The first one is off the mark. Fans have made their way in now after the early start, a non-traditional 5:30 tip here at the Shannon Center, as that second shot will go. We'll make it 37 now in favor of the visitors, and Ward will bring it up the court for the Cougs. Ward taking it himself, trying to draw a charge, no foul called. Wasilewski in the right spot with a nice defense. Now McMullen the other way. Redrow gets the rebound, trying to put it up, and ultimately McMullen unable to corral that. Here comes Ward quickly. Hill from the corner for 3. That goes! Cougars finally cracking double figures. Still a 20-point deficit at hand. A lot of work to be done on the side of the home team. On the drive, that was Davis kicking out to McMullen. Palmquist with it now. Nice spin as he looks to create some space. That shot coming up short. And now Redrow, and a late foul is called on the shot. The bucket is good. It'll be an and one. Connor Redrow, Dallas, Texas native. Andre Brandon will head to the bench now for the Cougars. Checking in is number 24, Marko Tojajic. Looking to make it a 23-point game, and Redrow does just that. 9:54 to go here in the first half, and it is all Spartans if you're joining us late. 33-10 your current score. Cougars just have not been able to make shots. Just 4 of 16 thus far, and that'll make it 17 after Tojajic is unable to convert, but the Cougars get it back. On the drive, over to Streeter on the far side. Here's Hill, three-pointer from the wing. It's off the mark. And Tojajic is fouled on the rebound attempt. So that'll keep the ball here with the Cougars. Inbounding from the baseline is Trey Ward. No other changes here for the moment. And now a lane violation called against the Cougars, so that immediately gives possession back to the visitors. Johnson will head to the bench, and we'll see for the first time tonight, senior guard number 10, that is Stephen Ukididi. One of the many new faces on this Cougars roster here in 2023-24. And a foul called on the floor. And it looks like the aforementioned Ukadaidi is the guilty party. 9:01 still to play here in this first half. A quick first half it has been. Not a lot of stoppages thus far. Wiltz receives the inbound. Nice defense, Trey Ward, but Redrow able to get it right back. Wiltz a pull up for the J, and that two goes. 25-point lead restored now for the Spartans. And Trey Ward will take the inbound from Tojajic. And now a foul called off ball. That'll be Redrow. Leaning his shoulder into the freshman. Very young Cougars team this year. Only a handful of upperclassmen that have been on the roster for more than just this season. Trey Ward being one of them, Cedric Johnson the other, and quite frankly, that's about it. Ward on the drive. He'll kick over to the near side for Streeter, and now Hill. Good ball movement from the Cougars. No shot yet. Here's Streeter on the Euro step, and he'll get it to go, but the charge is called. Oh, and no, they'll call the blocking foul on Wiltz. So that is a three-point play for Streeter. The freshman does a nice job getting to the hoop there. Jordan Streeter, freshman guard, 6'6" from Chicago, Whitney Young product, and also the younger brother of former women's basketball player Alyssa Streeter, who was a meaningful part of the women's team and completed her senior season, that is, a year ago, as that ball fails to convert to anybody, and out of bounds, Cougar possession with 8:05 to go. Ward looking for help, Palmquist all over him. Nice dish here. Ukadaidi trying to drive, nothing home. Tojajic now from three, that's off the mark. Good offensive rebound for the Cougs. Now here's Hill. Three-pointer, this one's short as well. And the ball will remain with the Cougars. Nice diving effort there from Evan Palmquist. Spartans have shown up ready to play today. Wardle inbound all the way back to the backcourt for Hill. And the Cougars will go back to work. Hill on the drive, trying to finish with the right hand. It might have been denied. Here comes Palmquist with speed. The Euro step, that's blocked by someone. Couple of Cougars got their hands up. Ward on the dish. Good idea, and now over to Tojajic on this near side. Hill for three, off the mark. Oh, good work down low, but ultimately the Spartans will come away with the rebound. And now the Spartans will take a timeout. Talk things over here with 7:06 to play in the half. Johnson will check in as well here in a moment for the Cougars. As we mentioned, if you're joining us late, it has just been a poor shooting performance for the Cougars thus far. 12 points on the scoreboard, only 5 of 23 so far from the field. That's compared to the 13 of 22 that the Spartans are from the field. They're also 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. And that has been the big difference so far. Cougars have already put up 15 three-pointers. Just 2 of them have been able to fall. And that has ultimately really been the story so far here as to why this game has gotten out of hand so quickly. Uncertain if it's the early start time for the Cougars or what, but it certainly seemed like one of the two teams came ready to play for this 5:30 start, and right now it looks more so like the visitors than the home side. Palmquist will inbound for Missouri Baptist, and we're back underway after the timeout. Wiltz looking for help. Now they're trying to get it down low, and they do, and that shot will not go. Kalady unable to convert, and now Tojajic is able to drain a three-pointer. Cougars are hanging around, still a large deficit at hand. But the threes might be starting to fall. That Wiltz shot is off the mark. Johnson with the rebound. Ukadaidi had that strip. Cougars maintained possession, however, and now a whistle, and it appears one of the two shot clocks is not working now. Also a large set of substitutions coming here for the Spartans. 3 names checking in. Batchman among them. Benjamin as well. And Soul also checking in here to the game. And now it looks like Davis will join them for Missouri Baptist. Again, we noted a little bit earlier, so far through 3 games, no player averaging more than 12 points per game. And out of their usual minute getters, no one with less than 5 points, a pretty balanced scoring effort that runs about 10 players deep. Here's Johnson on the drive. Kicks to Hill. Now Tojajic has it up top. Oh, Johnson wide open in the corner. And around the world the three-pointer goes. Now the 3 balls are starting to fall. Cougars with a lot of work still to do. The trap here, and now a timeout is taken by the Spartans. So Cougars trying to shift the momentum here with 6 minutes to play in the first half. Both teams already taking 2 timeouts here early on. A bit abnormal, but certainly something to keep an eye on. We're going to step aside for a brief breather ourselves. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you right here in the Cougar Sports Network in just a second. Welcome back, everybody. 6 minutes to play here in the first half from the Shannon Center. It's the Cougars' home opener. It has not gone the Cougars' way so far. 35-18 your score, but that lead for Missouri Baptist has been as large as 25 in this first half. Cougars starting to gain some momentum here as we wane into the later minutes. Here's Davis on the drive. The right-handed layup won't go. Good offensive board, and Sterling Benjamin's bid won't fall either. Finally, a foul is called as Benjamin got his own rebound. Looks like the Cougars' Cedric Johnson trying to get a jump ball call, and it will not go. That's the 7th team foul now already for the Cougars. That initiates the first phase of the bonus. Was a foul on the shot, so Benjamin regardless will take 2. Unable to hit the first one and buries the second one with 5:39 to play. 36-18 your score. A lot of work for the Cougars to do, but they've been able to trim down the lead at least a little here in these later minutes of the first half. Johnson looking for help, nothing there. Ukadaidi able to get it. Now he'll pull to Streeter. That's a 3 if it goes. It's off the mark. Good work, Johnson in the paint for the rebound. And now he'll put up a floater that's also off the mark, and now the ball is stuck between the backboard and rim. Cortland Soul for the Spartans able to assist with that. It's Cougar possession after that's a jump ball call ultimately to officially score it. Johnson will get it in, and now a holding foul is called against what appears to be Christian Davis. So the Cougars will inbound yet again from the baseline. And Tukiaidi on the far side. Trying to get the turnaround bid to go. Off balance look as he goes crashing to the ground. Here come the Spartans. Oh, to the corner. McMullen open for 3, and it goes. Once again, a great look from Brevin McMullen. Sterling Benjamin able to pick up the assist. Here's Sando Hill. Cougars just trying to get anything going on offense. It's been a struggle so far in this first half. Ukadaidi's bid a bit long on the 3. Here come the Spartans quickly. McMullen able to save that, but good hustle from Hill to get it back for the Cougars. Game starting to pick up pace. Ukadaidi off the backboard, won't go. Toyajic gets the rebound. Here's the freshman Streeter now, and he'll get it back up top for his teammates. Hill waiting for a screen and gets it. With the right hand. Oh, nice dish, and it's another 2 for Stephen Ukadaidi. He's done a nice job since coming in off the bench. Cougars getting strong reinforcements from some of their bench players now, as well as that floater goes for Cortland Soul. 21-point game now as the Spartans have brought some of that momentum back on their side. Johnson looking to drive, has to dish. Ukadaidi on the far side now will give it a try. Ooh, a dangerous pass, but Hill's able to corral it. Now Streeter, 3-ball off the mark. Batchman corrals the rebound and brings it forward for the Spartans. That'll be Sterling Benjamin for 3. And now Robert Ford's going to take another timeout. 24-point lead is restored for the Spartans with 3:11 to play here in the first. We're going to step aside during the timeout. Don't go anywhere. Cougars basketball will be back in just a second here on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. Timeout still underway for both sides. Cougars have already burned 3 of their 6 total timeouts in this game. The home opener here at the Shannon Center certainly has not gone their way. 44-20 your score here. Really all started with just poor shooting early on from the Cougars. It's gone a little bit better. They've been able to raise their shooting percentage by about 4%, but still only converting on 25% of their shots from the field. Sando Hill with it now on the far side, gives it back to Johnson for the Cougars, and he'll lose it on the way through the paint. Here come the Spartans. Davis with it, up with the left hand. It's no good, but the putback from Batchman is there. Keon Batchman able to make it a 26-point lead. It's the largest lead of the night so far for the Spartans. And that three won't go, but a foul is called. It was off the hand of number 15, Mason Kabelkis. And that sends the young man to the line for free throws. 2:39 to play in this first half. Kabelkis able to convert on the first one. And a substitution coming. It'll be Kaladi checking back in. He'll take the place of number 30, Mr. Sterling Benjamin. 2 for 2 so far. And the young man goes 3 for 3. Way to take advantage of your free throws. Cougars trying to hang around here in this first half. But that start from these Spartans is really starting to shine through. Johnson trying to get a palm on it. Lots of Cougars in the area, no foul called. Good work by Streeter to come away with the rebound. Here come the Cougars now. Sando Hill looking for help. Kabelkis on the dish. Streeter now with it on the far wing. Johnson up top trying to get help from Andre Brandon. And he'll take it himself with the right-handed layup. Good work by Johnson for 2 more. Starting to get into full court press territory here for the Cougars. And it will be Cougars ball. Looked like it might have been a double dribble call. So regardless, with $1:51 to go here in the first half. Again, the Cougars trying to generate some type of momentum into halftime. Lots of adjustments certainly to be made. Johnson gets the inbound from Brandon. The Cougars go to work. Johnson on the way through, gives it to Streeter. He's denied on his way up. A trio of Spartans in the vicinity. Batchman nearly loses it, able to corral the loose ball. McMullen and now Batchman slow things down for MBU. Batchman on the drive with the left hand off the mark. Andre Brandon coming away with the board. Cougs moving quickly. Kabelkis, three-pointer, and it goes. Cougars starting to find some of that momentum. They'll need those threes to start going. At one point, we're just 2 for 15 from beyond the arc. Since then, they're 3 for 6 from long range, and they'll need to keep that trend going if they hope to fight back from this rough deficit. Keon Batchman will take the free throws, even though that foul on the floor. Again, the Cougars have entered the first phase of the bonus. So at least one free throw here for the senior guard. And that goes, so he gets another. 1:09 to play here in this first half. The second one will fall as well. A couple of substitutions. Evan Palmquist returning to the floor for MBU. It's a 20-point game now, 48-28 your scores. We are set to tick under a minute to play. Johnson pulling up for 3, and it goes. Cougars have trimmed the lead now. It's a 17-point lead. Soul with a nice pass to get around the defender. And Kaladi unable to send that one home. Kabelkis, 3, and the Cougars are getting hot from beyond the arc. Going for the trap on Davis, it doesn't work. But Kaladi now unable to put the 2 back, and possession's going to remain with the Spartans. Missouri Baptist looking a bit razzled now as they're watching their lead quickly evaporate. What once was a 26-point lead down to just a 14-point cushion. They'll go back to work with 19 to go. McMullen working along the baseline. Good defense from Brandon. And the layup won't go. Brandon with the rebound. No shot clock. Cougars need to do something quickly. Johnson, 3, 2, 1. He's got to get a shot away and will not before the half. So the Cougars are able to work their way back. And they'll take the 14-point deficit after trailing by as many as 26 in the first half. We'll step aside here for the 15-minute halftime. We'll be back with you guys for second half action right here on the Cougar Sports Network in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. Halftime is coming to a close here in just a moment. If you're joining us late, it's a 48-34 game in favor of the visitors, but that lead was as high as 26 at one point in this game. Really worth noting here for the Cougars. The Cougars went on a 14-2 run in the last 2:55 there before the half to ultimately actually make this a little more competitive here in the second half of this home opener. And they'll need to do so again. Oh, McMullen's denied. That's a big block. That's the type of momentum swinging play coming out of the half that the Cougs needed. Ward's going to go to work. Little floaters short. That's taken away and handled by Wasilewski. And now they're looking for Redrow, and that'll go. Connor Redrow with the first points coming out of the half. 50-34 now your score. Here's Johnson on the drive onto the baseline. Good ball movement, Cougs. Brandon on the far side. He'll kick to Ward. This is Hill in the corner, driving the baseline yet again. Johnson, three ball. That's off the mark. Streeter unable to get to the rebound. Here come the Spartans. Wiltz, nice pass down low. Wasilewski unable to finish the reverse layup, but he gets his own shot attempt back. Now McMullen's unable to convert on the three. Johnson handling that. Here's Hill. Oh, and the athletic play to the hoop, unable to go. Hill moving sometimes a little too quickly, and it might have been the case there. Things feeling a little more structured for both sides, less of a feeling out process as Wiltz takes the step back two, and it won't go, and now there's a foul called against Sando Hill. So it will be an inbound from the baseline for the Cougars, or pardon me, for the Spartans, that is. That's Evan Palmquist will do the honors. 18:23 to go here in half. Number 2, Redrow gets the inbound. McMullen on the far side, driving the baseline, and he loses possession, so it's Cougars ball. Much better look defensively from the Cougars early in this second half. Coming out with better energy as well. Came out very flat to start the game, and ultimately, as we noted, found themselves in that deep hole. Here's Brandon on the drive, kicking to Ward. Streeter on the far side, and Streeter's foot was on the boundary, so it's out of bounds. MBU ball going the other way. Ron Lewis on the call with you here for this one. If you're joining us late, home opener for the SXU men's basketball team. Women had their home opener here just a little over a week ago. Oh, and a travel called against Wasilewski. So a bit of sloppier play from both sides early in this half. Spartans came out hot shooting in that first half. They were shooting as high as 59% from the field at one point. That's now dropped to about 43% as Johnson buries the three. Cougars aren't going anywhere. Oh, and Sando Hill, nearly with the takeaway. Palmquist able to get it back, but Streeter now with an intercepted pass. Ward now is dragged down. That's a foul on the floor. Cougars working with some momentum here. A couple of substitutions coming for both sides as well. Kabelkis will check in for the Cougars. And a quartet of new faces check in for the Spartans. Batchman, Soul, Benjamin, and Davis all come onto the floor. So effectively the second unit minus the starter Redrow still out there. Johnson pulling up for another three. This time it's off the mark. We tick under 17 to play. Cougars trailing by 13. Here's Soul on the baseline. Nice spin move to lose the defender. Now Redrow, and The foul is called on the Cougars. It's a blocking foul. So that'll send Redrow to the free throw line. And this is for the three-point play after the bucket was good. That free throw's off the mark. Johnson corrals the rebound. As we noted at the top of the broadcast, this Cougars team younger and a lot of new faces. Johnson, the only returning starter from a year ago. Brandon with the three. That goes! The Cougs are slowly chipping away at this deficit. And it's been good work by them so far. Nice floater from Soul, however, to answer. Cougars working quickly. Streeter in the corner, he'll dribble in. Kicks to Brandon, now back to Johnson at the top. And Johnson will draw the foul on his way through traffic. And it's Cortland Soul picking up the foul. Inbound from the baseline, and Brandon contested from Davis. Still Cougar possession. Cedric Johnson shakes the defender for the moment. 10 to shoot for the Cougs. Johnson, Kabelkis for three, and it goes! It's an 11-point game. Missouri Baptist's largest lead in the first half, 26. The Cougars have found momentum late in that first half and now early here in the second half. Soul on his way through. That floater won't go. Cougars come away with the rebound. And here comes Johnson up the floor. And that won't go from Hill. Bench wanted a foul, no call. And now a foul called on the other side as Benjamin went up for the two. Looks like Streeter is going to get tacked with the foul. That's his first. And now a timeout taken here by MBU. Cougars are off to a good start here in this second half. So far, individual stats. Checking in on that. Right now, it's Johnson pacing the way for the Cougars with 13. Kabelkis off the bench with 12. And then a slew of other Cougars in on the scoring. Brandon has 6 of his own. Hill with 5. Tojajic has a triple, and then 2 points each for Streeter and number 10, Ukadaidi. As for Missouri Baptist, again, pretty balanced scoring up and down their lineup. Batchman leading the way with 13 of his own. McMullen's got 10. Redrow and Benjamin with 7 apiece, and Palmquist with 5. Soul chipping in with 4, as is Acality, also with 4. Wiltz and Wasilewski each with 2 apiece thus far. Been a very entertaining start to the second half here. 15-11 still to go in this half of play. So timeout comes to a close. Free throws coming here for number 30, Sterling Benjamin. Benjamin's first bid won't go. And the second one will fall, so 1 of 2 on that trip to the line as Benjamin, 12-point game. Hill on the way through, draws the foul. Goes down hard on the way through as well. looking for the layup. That'll go against Cortland Soul. That's his second now. A couple of substitutions coming. Calladay and Wiltz will be the two to check in. Hill's at the line for 2 free throws. Hill converts on the first. Substitutions occur for Missouri Baptist. And Hill's 2 for 2. It's a 10-point game. Cougars have rallied admirably so far in the latter part of this game. I think they wanted a backcourt violation, nothing called by the officials. Wiltz looking for help. That's Benjamin now at the top, and here's Batchman. Good Cougars defense. Brandon working against Calladay. Oh, and a nice move by Batchman to the hoop. He'll finish with the left hand. Keon Batchman extending his team best 15 now. Johnson looking for anything. Gives way to Brandon, and now here to Streeter. It's Hill on the far side. Brandon working the baseline, nearly has it taken away, and it ultimately does. Wiltz coming away with the loose ball. Nice pass. Batchman with the 3 ball, and it goes. Excellent answer by MBU as soon as the Cougars found momentum. 5 straight points here to extend their lead. Now Brandon will put up a 3, and he answers back. Back and forth we go. Once again, a 12-point game. Looking to trap Wiltz. Here comes Benjamin. He'll pull up from the free throw line. It's off the mark. Johnson collecting another rebound. That's his 6th. Johnson on the way through with the left hand, and it goes. Good answer now for the Cougars, creating their own little run. Wiltz gets it across to Batchman. He'll drive, looking to pull up. Instead, he'll dish. And Calladay can't get it to go, but good offensive board from Batchman, and ultimately that looked like it was put back by Davis. Hill with it now here for the Cougars. Looking for open space. Instead, he'll find Brandon. And now for Johnson. Everything to the outside at the moment. Screen and the switch, and the foul will be called against number 22, Mushtaba Calladay. That's his first foul of the game. 4th team foul of the half so far. Brandon's going to pull up for 3. It's off the mark. Benjamin collecting on the boards. Davis after the quick pass. Taking it. Oh, and it's denied. Loose ball on the ground. Johnson comes away with it for the Cougars. Kabelkis getting away. Streeter. Hill in the corner. Now he'll drive off the glass and in. Sando, Hill. Cougars are within 10. Good defense from Andre Brandon. The crowd coming to life now as the Cougars generating momentum. Batchman working against Johnson one-on-one. Oh, and he's able to get through. Good work for Batchman. Kabelkis tried to give a hand. Nothing worked there defensively. That's 20 now as Keon Belchman takes over, and Kabelkis nearly has that bounce in after a couple of bounces off the backboard. And oh, nice takeaway. Backcourt defense, and that ball's now thrown away. Here's Wiltz. Batchman's going to pull up for 3, and it goes. And now a timeout will be taken. Head coach Robert Ford in the ear of one of the officials right now. At the end of the day, the Cougars timeout. Robert Ford visibly upset with the officiating crew. 11:16 to go. This one's going to be entertaining all the way down the stretch. We're going to step aside for a quick breather. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a second right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 11:16 to play here in half number 2. Don't be fooled by the score at the moment, 67-52. It's a 15-point lead for the visitors. But that lead was as large as 26 in the first half. Cougars really came to life in about the last 6 minutes of that first half and have put up a good effort so far here to open the second. Sando Hill going to work, looking for help. Brandon will take it in, and that'll draw the foul. McCalady is tacked with his second foul of the game. Johnson's going to inbound right in front of the Cougars bench. SXU going to work as we tick under 11 to play. Cedric Johnson, team leader in scoring so far to start the year, averaging 24.5 coming into tonight. Brandon, three-pointer, that's good! Andre Brandon helping the Cougars chip away once again at this lead. Here come the Spartans quickly. That's Davis with it on the far side. Now Wiltz will get it back at the point. Team scoring leader Batchman with it at the moment. He'll pull up for the J. That'll fall. Beautiful shooting from Keon Batchman so far. That's a 25-point effort for him in this one. Here's Johnson on the drive with the left hand, and it goes. Each team continuing to answer back. Pretty equal scoring here in the second half so far. Cougars with the slight edge, 23-21. Wasilewski will pull up. That two goes. Nice open look in the paint. For the big 6'6" forward. Hill with it now for the moment. Trey Ward will check back in for the Cougars, as will the freshman, Marko Tojajic. Here's Hill going to work on the boards. Nothing will go, and now a couple of Cougar defenders getting in there, and that ball swatted out of play. And now it looks like a technical might have just been called. Number 32, Nick Wasilewski is livid at the moment. Was getting pressured by a couple of Cougar defenders. And then he might have said something to the official to get teed up. So the first Kabelkis free throw goes. Kabelkis will nail both. So that technical coming at an inopportune time. Now the official giving an explanation to fifth-year head coach Preston Ingram. It will still be Spartan ball. Good pressure from the Cougars drew that technical and effectively a free 2 points. Here's Batchman on the near side. Soul with it now near the point. Substitutions have occurred for both sides as well. Batchman creating space. That's a three. If it falls, it's short. Redrow, loose ball. Cougars come away with it. It's Trey Ward. Ward will slow things down, gives way to Johnson. Johnson getting a screen from Andre Brandon. Now on the drive. Out to Trey Ward. Ward, Brandon, shot fake from beyond the arc. Under 10 to shoot. Johnson, 3-ball, off the mark. Tojajic tried to get a hand on it. Davis coming away with the rebound for the Spartans. Davis on the drive, puts it up with the right hand and draws the foul. That's Trey Ward picking up his second foul of the game. And that'll send number 10, the sophomore guard, Christian Davis, to the line. 8:19 to play here in the second half. The second half played with a lot more pace, it feels like, as well as a lot more tempers flaring, as we've already seen the technical from the Spartans in number 32, Wasilewski. James Stevenson checking in for Andre Brandon, who's been out there for a while. We saw Stevenson early in the game and then didn't see much of him the rest of the first half. So he'll check back in here in this as we wane into the later minutes of the second half. Johnson still out on the floor. Oh, and a nice move. Stevenson's got an easy two. Good work there. The off-ball movement ultimately freed up Stevenson on a cut to the basket. And good feed from Johnson to see him all the way through. Stevenson working against Batchman, who's got another easy two. Keon Batchman has been spectacular for the visitors so far. That's 27 points on the evening now for him. Johnson wanted the pull-up three, decides to pass instead. Stevenson, oh, on the reverse look, it didn't go, and that's going to be MBU ball after the miss. Stevenson, a big boy, 6'8" freshman. As we noted, this is a young Cougars team. A large freshman class coming into this year. Trey Ward and Cedric Johnson, the only two returners from last year that played a significant role on this Cougars team. With a really nice season overall under head coach Robert Ford. Here come the Cougars after the missed shot. Offense goes through Johnson. He'll drive now with the right hand. Trying to get it to go off the glass. It won't. But he draws the foul regardless. Now it's a flip-flop of the fouls from the first half. Cougars have entered the first half of the bonus. In their favor, that is. Regardless, Johnson to the line here as they trail by 14. And he'll hit free throw number one with ease. Palmquist checks in for McCullen. On the MBU side, no other changes on the floor at the moment. Or pardon me, it's Davis actually coming out. McCullen coming over to discuss strategy with his head coach, Preston Ingram. Johnson's free throw off the mark there. A lot of work to do for the Cougars as we've ticked under 7 to play. Soul gives way to game-high scorer Batchman. That ball nearly gets away. Redrow able to get it back. Batchman looking for something. Oh, and a beautiful pass to Palmquist down low. He was wide open under the hoop. 15 points to overcome for the Cougars, and the clock becoming their biggest enemy at this point. Stevenson kicking to the corner. Kabelkis for three. That was off balance and off the mark. McCullen, Palmquist. Here's Batchman on the near side. He'll pull up for the three. That's off the mark. Good rebound, Redrow. Now Palmquist takes his turn. In and out it goes. Redrow under the hoop. He cleans it up. The big center, Redrow, having his way under the hoop. Cougars just don't have the size to compete with the 6'11 center. And that will force a timeout. Cougars will stop the clock with 5:51 to go. We're going to step aside once again for a breather. Cougars trying to overcome this deficit late. MBU looking to hold on for their second win of the season. We'll be back with you here in just a second on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 5:51 to go here in the second half. Cougars were able to overcome a 26-point deficit and ultimately narrow the margin to as little as 10. Unfortunately for the Cougars, MBU has been able to continue their strong efforts this evening. Currently holding on to a 79-62 lead. Cougars took the time out here to regroup and talk things over as a unit. Third-year head coach Robert Ford, assistant coaches Devin Johnson, who's been with head coach Robert Ford for all 3 seasons now here at SXU, and first-year assistant Jeff Willis joining the bunch. On the flip side, fifth-year head coach Preston Ingram is joined by Taylor Jarvis, Chris Forrest, Marwan Gadala, and Jamarian Clark are his assistants. Cougars will inbound here and go back to work. It's Johnson with it. He'll lose the ball coming through the lane. Gets it back and gets it to a teammate. Brandon kicks over. Tojajic will drive it in toward the hoop. His bid is short. Redrow able to clean up on the miss. Or pardon me, that was Sterling Benjamin. Soul gets it to team scoring leader Batchman. He'll pull up from the mid-range. It's off the mark. Johnson with a strong rebound night. Always been a good rebounder for the Cougars. That's his 9th of the evening. There's Andre Brandon on the way through with the left hand off the glass. It's after business hours, but the bank is open. Nice look there from Andre Brandon. Cougars continue to hang around. Soul barking out calls from the point. Hanging out on the Cougar logo and now gives way to Batchman. Keon Batchman with a game high in points. Right now he's got 27. Palmquist on the drive. It's poked out from behind and Brandon able to run down the loose ball. About to tick past 4:35 and counting here in this second half. Cougars with their backs against the wall. The push. Tojajic won't pull the trigger. Gives way to Johnson again at the point. Johnson on the drive. He'll pull up for the long 2. That's off the mark. Benjamin collecting another rebound. That was Benjamin's 8th so far this game, and Hill nearly pokes it away. Benjamin cleaning up the loose ball, and he'll finish with 2 more. Benjamin breaking into double figures and scoring. He's got 10. Again, the biggest enemy of the Cougars at this point is the clock. Their slow, sluggish start ultimately leading to where they are right now. They've played competitively with this Missouri Baptist team really all the way from 2:55 left in that first half to now. If you include that 14-2 run the Cougars had at the end of the first half, your second half scoring would be very heavily in favor of the Cougars. They would be up 42-35 in the scoring. But again, just shows, A, how good the Spartans were early on. Felt like they were hitting everything, especially in the first 8-9 minutes of this game. The Cougars were doing the exact opposite. At one point, 2 for 15 from beyond the arc. But only shooting about 20% from the field. They've done much better here with Andre Brandon now at the line. Cougars now shooting 36.7% from the floor. MBU has regressed a little bit to 48.4%. At one point, they were as high as 59% in this game. A slew of changes in the lineup for MBU. Again, they roll pretty deep into their bench. Brandon looking to add here. and does. 81-66, still a 15-point contest. Number of changes on the floor, as we mentioned, for the Spartans. Well, and that ball gets away. Sterling Benjamin running it down. Calladay able to get it in, and now Palmquist will pull up for three. It's off the mark. Johnson collects his 10th board. Double-double for Cedric Johnson and the Cougars. 10 points. Or 10 boards, that is, to go along with 18 points for Johnson. On the baseline, he'll kick it out wide. That's Hill on the far wing. Back to Johnson. 7 to shoot. Johnson with the left hand, gets the friendly roll. Under 3 to play. Cougars need a lot of help. Johnson crosses the 20-point threshold. Here's Benjamin, three-pointer from the wing, in and out it goes. Freshman Toyajic collects the rebound. 2:36 and counting. Cougars need a lot of help. And now the Cougars are going to take a timeout, I think mostly needed for Cedric Johnson. Johnson has barely left the floor in this game. Out of the 38 possible minutes played at this point, 37 and a half. He's played 35 of them, so that just goes to show how long Johnson's been on the floor. Hill's played 32 minutes, so a pair of Cougars over that number. 5 total Cougars over 20 minutes tonight. Kabelakis, Brandon, and Streeter joining them with 20, 25, and 27 apiece. Ward and Toyajic with 18 and 17. A couple of Cougars still in single digits, and we noted the balance in this MBU lineup. High in minutes for their team, 23. Low, 15. It's a very balanced attack for these Spartans. They've done so again tonight, sticking to their game plan. Oh, and that is off the mark. That was the freshman guard, James White, who just checked in. Cougars have given some of the freshmen time to play here as this game is effectively out of reach. First time we've seen White on the evening. All the other freshmen on the court we've seen a solid amount of so far, or reserves really for that matter. Palmquist for three, it's off the mark. He'll get it back after the Calladay swat. And now Wiltz will slow things down. We're under 2 to play. Wiltz, nice spin. Looking for Benjamin here on the near side. Gets it back. Wiltz for three as the buzzer goes. Beautiful shot from Wiltz, and the Spartans will tack on. So as it stands right now, given the substitutions, and a Palmquist takeaway. He's going to take it to the hoop himself and is able to finish for 2. Cougars effectively throwing in the towel, it feels like. Giving some of their reserves some well-needed time as Ukadaidi is unable to convert that, and now a couple other substitutions coming for both sides. Davis, Wasilewski, as well as Gager checking in. Gager for the first time this evening as well. For the Cougars, Brandon gets a breather as the freshman, number 34, Stevenson, will check back in. Within 1 minute 2, though, it looks like the Cougars will fall to 1-2 on the year. Cougars are back in action again next week on November 14th, as we noted. They'll go on the road to number 2, Grace College. And then on the road at number 15, Olivet Nazarene, before coming back home after the Thanksgiving holiday. On the 29th, that's a men's-women's doubleheader. 5 and 7 are the game times. We hope you join us here at the SXU Athletics YouTube page and the Cougar Sports Network. That's a pull-up 3 from McCullen, and he won't miss there with a man in his face. MBU just tacking it on here late. As for MBU, they'll improve to 2-2 on the year. And their next game is at home against Edgewood College. That'll be on Saturday. It's a 4 o'clock start. from St. Louis, Missouri at the Carl and Dolores Petty SRC. The MBU fans checking in with us tonight. We appreciate you joining us. Wishing your club the best of luck the rest of the way. The Cougars, as we noted, back here on November 29th. It's a couple of road games. Be sure to check in with Grace College and Olivet Nazarene for their athletic pages for those broadcasts. Those games coming up on the 14th, as we already mentioned, and then the 21st for a little bit of a Thanksgiving break for the Cougars. And again, that Judson game will be the second CCAC matchup of the year for the Cougs. And we'll start to open the conference portion of the schedule. Free throws are good. Cougars trailing 89-69 now. The Cougars start ultimately getting them to this position. They had the fight along the way, but it wasn't enough, and the Cougs will fall 89-69. From all of us here at the Cougar Sports Network, we wish you well. We'll see you at the end of the month for the Cougars as they take on Judson University. Until then, I'm Ron Luce, and have a great rest of your week from everybody here at the Cougars Sports Network.